If they really pass this bill, I'm going to leave.
University faculty threatening to leave over a new proposed bill in Ohio. Coming up, a breakdown of Senate Bill 83.
And the ribbon has been cut. A look inside the new $10 million investment on campus and why the university says it's money well spent.
Plus, women's basketball season comes to an end. What happened at the sold-out Stroh Center coming up.
Live from the campus of Bowling Green State University.
We start with an update on the assault case involving women's basketball. Welcome to BG Today. I'm Laura Sandlin.
And I'm Steve Iwana. Court documents say Memphis women's basketball player Jamira Schutz pled not guilty in Bowling Green Municipal Court on Tuesday. Schutz was arraigned in court after being charged with assault last week. Footage showed Schutz appearing to punch BGSU women's basketball senior Elissa Brett in the face after BG's win over Memphis in the WNIT. Brett laid on the floor for a few minutes following the punch before being helped off the court. Schutz is scheduled to appear again in court on April 24th.
A new Ohio bill may cut diversity training and other academic programs.
That's right. Senate Bill 83 is called the Higher Education Enhancement Act. BG24 reporter Macy Austin has more information about the bill.
Senate Bill 83 affects Ohio's public universities. It's called the Ohio Higher Education Enhancement Act.
And enhancing higher education is not what this bill would actually do. It would limit higher education, contain higher education, dampen higher education. And this could unintentionally create all sorts of situations that are negative for the state.
If it's passed, the bill will restructure higher education in Ohio.
It's a series of solutions in search of problems. It's based on a failure to recognize how successful the universities in Ohio are currently functioning. Almost every aspect of the legislation is based on a myth or a misunderstanding of what actually goes on our campuses.
The goal of the bill is to eliminate bias in the classroom. To do this, the bill will require teachers to post their syllabi for the public along with course evaluations. It will require all students to have an American history course to graduate. It also will ban all academic relationships with China. The bill bans strikes for teachers and also bans mandatory diversity training. The bill is still being worked on in the Senate, but if it passes in the Senate, it will be sent to the House. From here, if the bill is passed by the House, it will head to the governor's desk. For BG24, I'm Macy Austin.
And while Senate Bill 83 will impact students and staff in Ohio, the bill will also complicate relationships with other countries. The bill would ban Ohio colleges and universities from having academic relationships with any other institution located in or associated with China. Lawmakers say this comes from rising national security concerns. And as the bill works its way to the Senate floor for a vote, Chinese staff and students are concerned about their future at Ohio schools.
I don't feel secure now, especially now with this bill. I really think that it may make me want to think retiring sooner or move. Later, if they really pass this bill, I'm going to leave. But for international students, they come here to study. Of course, the purpose is just hopefully they could get a degree. And if they want to stay here, they could. But if they don't like to stay here, they go back to China. But now, when the environment is more and more hostile, fewer and fewer people would want to stay here.
Senate Bill 83 would ban financial gifts, donations, and contributions from China to Ohio colleges and universities. It would also stop any existing agreements between Ohio schools and China without the possibility of renewal.
BGSU is reopening Kokosing Hall after a multi-million-dollar renovation. The school invested $10.4 million in renovations for the new building. The new equipment added in there includes a materials lab, a concrete compression testing machine, and advanced audiovisual equipment.
So in terms of curriculum, in terms of industry opportunities, in terms of hands-on experience, it's going to amplify or engage our students to a greater level of understanding of both these fields as we graduate them into the future. Yeah.
The construction management, architecture, and environmental design programs will all be relocated to Kokosing Hall. Bowling Green Mayor Mike Aspacher will deliver the 2023 State of the City address next week.
It will take place next Tuesday morning at 8 inside the Veterans Memorial Building atrium. The event is free to the public, however, in-person registration is already closed. But the address of the roadcast inside at 8.1 BGU FM. You can tune in on the radio or online at bgfalconmedia.com.
All right, Aaron, so I haven't seen snow in a while, so that must mean spring is here, but with these warmer temperatures, that must mean that the rain's coming. So give us a look at this weather forecast.
Absolutely, Steve. The good news is I believe spring is pretty much gone. As you can see behind me, you have the great CO Bowling Green State University overlooking University Hall. It's beautiful out today. Nice and sunny skies. It's 49. Not for those going to be that bad, and we don't have that typical Bowling Green State University wind today, which is fantastic. Tomorrow, though, all that changes. You have a severe threat overnight. You have some rain, and the damaging winds and an isolated tornado are possible. It's going to be warm with a high of 63 degrees, low 46, and it's going to be very, very, very windy, 20 to 25 mile per hour winds. As you look ahead into the rest of the week, you're going to see a nice warming trend. We have above average temperatures going on throughout the week. As I move out of the way here, you'll be able to see the highs in the upper 60s, almost reaching 70 degrees. You do have some nice showers that we're moving through. However, it's not going to be that cold rain like we have been experiencing over the past month. So I'm seeing nice warming trends starting to come around. And remember, tomorrow night with the possibility of severe thunderstorms, make sure you have 2 forms of warnings. So Steve, make sure you're weather aware tomorrow night and enjoy this nice weather that's coming into our area.
I tell you what, I'm more than willing to put away the winter coat in order to get the umbrella out of the closet. So thank you, Aaron.
Women's History Month is coming to a close, and BGSU has been hosting female-focused presentations. We sat down with a history professor who says we need more women in police.
On March 28th, Dr. Shirley Green gave a presentation on the history of women in law enforcement. She was asked to present a Women's History Month guest lecture as an adjunct history professor at BGSU, and policing just so happens to be her area of expertise.
And there were 7 women hired for that class of 36, and 6 of us graduated out of the academy, and all of us were assigned to the street. We were all assigned to street patrol duty, and that was the first time that ever happened in the history of the Toledo Police Department.
As one of the first women to become a patrol officer for the TPD, she got to experience history being made. One of the first complaints filed by the women of the TPD was because of their uniforms being less professional than the men's. At the time, there were no other women to turn to for help in higher ranks. This is something that Green says still needs to change.
The buzzword for the 21st century, at least so far, when you talk about women in policing, is underrepresentation. There still aren't enough.
Because of the current lack of female representation, policewomen across the country are forced to make a decision.
If you're thrust into a situation where people are telling you they don't want you there, then you have to make a decision, right? Am I just going to go along to get along, or am I going to stand firm? Because they will try to push you out if you let them.
Ultimately, Green encourages women to join law enforcement because it makes a difference.
You know, the more diverse a police department is, the better it is for the citizens. Case closed. That's it.
With BG24, I'm Kerrigan Stark.
And Falcons make a historic run through WNIT.
That's right. Coming up, women's basketball drops Fab 4 to Columbia, how it went down and what to expect next season.
And for the first time since 2019, BGSU Gymnastics is heading to the WNCA regionals. How one Falcon sophomore is going to regionals despite a shaky start.
Welcome back to BG24 with your sports update. I'm Lucas Kleinmeyer. Last night, women's basketball season came to an end in the Fab Four of the WNIT. The Falcons fell at home to the Columbia Lions 77-70 in front of a sellout crowd. Amy Velasco did what she could to help out the Falcons offense. The sophomore led the way with 18 points, but Columbia just could not miss as 4 different Lions finished in double figures as a team. As a team, the Lions shot 53%, while BG shot just 34%. Now that the season's over, the team has gotten a chance to reflect on the season they've had, as well as what is to come.
What a season. I mean, the things these kids have done night in and night out, our team's been able to do is incredible, and with a lot of adversity. So just really, really proud to coach them. Proud of the way the community has come together. You know, one thing we talked about was when we came here, we knew about the tradition, but it was always talking about the past. Well, now they're talking about the present.
We have seen what we can do, and that only motivates us to do that exact same thing. It's funny because I really don't think that anything that we did was special. Coach didn't put she's a great coach, I'm not saying that. She didn't put some magic potion in our water or anything that make us, I should always use the words as jubilation, but she didn't put that in us. It just came with the team, and that's what we have seen, that what us being us, that's what we're going to get with the atmosphere.
BG's season ends with a 31-7 record. That number ties a school and Mid-American Conference record for most wins in a season. The BGSU gymnastics team's regular season is over, but not for everyone on the team. BG24's Macy Austin is at Anderson Arena with more on an athlete who's extending her season.
Lucas, it's been about 3 years since an athlete that trains in this gym has made it to the NCAA regionals, but that's all changing with sophomore Katrina Mendez-Abolnik. Mendez-Abolnik will be competing in the vault this weekend at the NCAA regionals.
I'm trying not to let that get to my head and not add extra pressure, because it's really not. Like, it's only just like another aspect of such a great and exciting opportunity I have, so honestly, we're just going to take it and use it more as fuel than pressure.
Despite posting great scores in the last few meets, her season did not begin as planned.
You know, I had like some little injuries that came into play. I fell sick a couple times, so there were like meets that I had to miss, which kind of like limited the amount of meets that I could put up good scores for.
Mendez-Abolnik's qualifying vault score is a 9.865, but she posted a 9.9 in 2 meets during the season.
Kat has worked really hard this year to do that upgraded vault. Its value is a 10.0, so she's been able to not only achieve that, but also compete that very well, and that's how she earned the spot to NCAA regionals.
The NCAA regional meet is this weekend in Pittsburgh. Mendez-Abolnik will be vaulting at 2 p.m. For BG24, I'm Macy Austin.
Everyone here at BG24 wishes Katrina the best of luck as she heads to Pittsburgh this weekend. Thanks, Macy. Today kicks off opening weekend for Major League Baseball with some new rules in place to shorten the time of games. The MLB has added a pitch clock and made the bases a little bit bigger to make base running more aggressive. The league has also added a new rule to cut down on infield shifting, forcing more defensive plays. Detroit Tigers and Cincinnati Reds are currently in action, but fans can catch the Cleveland Guardians tonight with first pitch at 10:10. Well, that's all we got here in the world of BG Athletics as Falcons softball travels to Buffalo this weekend. I'll send it back to you guys on the desk.
All right, thank you, Luke.
The community is showing support for the Falcons this week.
That's right. During the women's basketball team's historic tournament run, Elite Collegiate Apparel has been creating new t-shirts for every game. The recent boom in sales has whipped up a buzz not only in the store, but also across campus.
The part that's been neat is you have people who come in here and they said, you know, up until this last tournament run, they've never really watched women's basketball or they hadn't been to any women's basketball games. That's the neat part. To see everybody enjoy this success has been fascinating.
The store was giving away the t-shirts for free throughout the entire tournament. The tournament had record-breaking attendance for BGSU women's basketball, including a sellout crowd last night.
Thanks for watching BG Today. Follow us for the latest news on Twitter at BG24TV or find us on the web at bgfalconmedia.com.
That's right. We'll be back next Thursday with updates from around Bowling Green and Wood County. Have a good afternoon.